guys, it's Trish, and I'm here to show you how to put the loops onto your Sari silk bracelet that we made the last Thursday on the live. And I didn't get a chance to finish it because we had such a jam-packed show that we didn't have time to do that. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I have my needle on some wildfire, and I'm using red. I like the pop against the turquoise. And I'm just going to start by going in right about where that first stitch is, okay? I'm going to go in there with my needle, and then I'm just going to tie this off simply. Okay, I'm just going to do like 2 knots, 3 if you want to be absolutely sure, but I just try to keep the knots on the knot on the underside. I try to keep the knot on the underside. So get that tied off. I'm just going to leave that tail for now. So what I'm going to start by doing, I have my 11 O's out here, and then I actually have chosen some beads from our mix, this beautiful mix that Jules has in her shop. I've chose one for the center, and then we're going to put round, square, round on one side and round, square, round on the other side. Okay, that's my plan. And I want this teardrop in the center. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to take my 11 O's and I'm going to add 6 beads, 6 11 O's. So we're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to pull those down. Now, what you can do, guys, is see, for instance, you want to see, is that enough to make a loop that you're going to like the size of? You can just kind of bend it, if you see what I'm doing there. And that's a little bit too small for me, so I'm going to add 6 more. We're going to do 12 total. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is simply going to be our first loop, and it's going to be all seed beads. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and go through, and I've been going, see, because I want this to come out around the same place that the first area did there. So we're going to go in underneath here, kind of around the same place, but giving a little bit of space and putting our needle up through the Sari silk. We're not going in sideways, we're going up. Okay, and there's your first loop. Okay, so now what we're going to do before we go on to our next loop, we need to take our needle back down through, like beside the end of the loop that you just made. Okay, I'm going to put that down through there. Okay, now we're going to get ready to do our second loop, and we're just going to put, first we'll put 6 beads, and there's 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to put our first red bead on that we want. So I'm going to put one of these rounds on, and then I'm going to put 6 more seed beads. Okay, now once you have that, you can see how that's going to be in the center as we hook that up in there. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to take our needle back, and you see what the spacing is here. We're going to try to take it in about the same width as we did the first one and go up. And we're not going through the beads, guys. We're just going through the Sari silk. Okay, and I'm just pulling this up. Oops. And there you go. There's your second loop with your red accent on it. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go down through the Sari silk, almost beside where we did the last loop. Okay, come down through there, And then we're going to do our 12 seed beads. And you can see these are slightly shorter because they don't have that extra bead in, but I kind of like that. I like the way it looks. Now, if you wanted them to be even, you would probably do either 14 or 16 beads on the first loop, and then the second loop do the same way. And then you would have them even. But I like that they're a little bit diverse there. I think it gives it a little bit of interest. So we're going to pick up, now we're on our 12 beads. So, and another little trick for you guys, if you don't know, a lot of times I'll just take my tube of seed beads and pour it out and make a nice little mound, and then it just makes it so much easier. You can just send your needle through it, just like so. So a lot of you are pros, so I'm sure you know that. And then you can just go back, and there's 4 and 6, 7. Do a few more here. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And I'm just pushing those beads down and then going back up through approximately the same width as we did the other ones. Go through the top. Just like so. Okay, so there's our first 3 loops. Now we're going to go back down beside. And we're going to do 6 seed beads. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to put my square bead on that I have here. I'm going to do that. And then 6 more seed beads. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then back up through. And this goes the whole way across, just like this, guys. It's super simple. Okay, so there we go. There's our second one with red. Down through beside, and I'll take you, we're going to stitch over to the middle. And then I would think that you would have it by then. If not, you can, of course, rewatch the video, and I'll put a photo up at the end of this video on what our completed piece looked like. But you could see I went right back down through there. And I'm going to pick up 6 more. Actually, we're going to do 12 this time, so we can just keep going for a little bit here. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you can see once you get the rhythm of it, it goes quite quickly. And we're going to go back up through the top. Pull that up through. There you go. And then back down. And you could do this with any material. You could put these loops on with silver silk as well, or any kind of fiber that you like. The silver silk would be quite easy to do the same thing with, since it's a wire wrap chain, or any of them would probably work. You can see I'm kind of, this red bead here is in my way, so I'm kind of trying to maneuver beside it there. There we go. We're going to pull that. And now we're going to do our, and we see where we want our center bead, about right there. I think that's about the center. So we're going to do our next loop with the red, with the other round on it. So we're going to do 6. All right, and then our second round is going to go on there. Whoop. And then 6 more. 6 more. This 11-0 is so pretty, isn't it? I want to see. I have an 802, but it's called Opaque Turquoise, guys. And they're pretty. They're Toho's from Jewel's site. So there we go. And we're going to go back down. And we're going to do one more simple loop, and then I'm calling these simple because they don't have the extra addition of the bead on, and then we're going to put our focal in the middle there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Push those down, and then right straight up through again. Again, I'm not going through the beads, just the sari silk. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now we're going to put our needle down through, and that's an imperative step, because if you don't put it back down through, your loops are going to be all wonky. Okay, they're not going to be laying in the same spot. So we're going to put 6 seed beads, just like we did the other red beads. We're going to put 6 on one side and 6 on the other. Then we got 5, 6, and then we're going to put our bead on and 6 more. And 6. Okay, and then just back up. And then you're just going to continue the same way that we just did this side on the other side. And it's going to be just beautiful loops the whole way around. Now guys, you could do the top as well. That would look super pretty. I think I'm just going to stick with the bottom, but I just like the way that it's this bracelet's so organic and so Southwest. I'm going to put a finished picture at the end of this video, so I hope this helped you with learning how to do loops on sari silk, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!